Hi, everyone. We will begin our webinar. So we're still waiting for some people to jump in. So welcome everyone to our webinar about Web2 Store and strategy in online ads. So I'm Audrey. I'm a product marketing manager at Lengow, and I'm with Victoire and Adrian.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, we're from MakeMeReach, a partner from Lengow. I'm a key account manager at MakeMeReach.
And sales executive at MakeMeReach.
So our webinar will last around, let's say, 45 minutes. There will be a replay available after the session, so we'll send it to you by email. You can ask your questions whenever you want on the questions window. We will answer maybe to some questions during the presentation, but we will have a focus on it at the end of the presentation. And also we can get back to you individually if needed. Concerning the program of this session, we'll have a short introduction about our companies. Then Victoire will talk to you about the latest retail trends, evolutions. Then I will focus on your data, on your product feed. And then we're going to talk about Facebook and Google's retail options for you to prepare good ads, and about the campaign on Facebook and Google. And at the end, well, it's going to be the questions and answer. So to begin with, a short introduction about our company. So we are a platform of feed management. So we are helping retailers and brands to publish their products online on various marketing channels, from Facebook, Google Shopping, but also Instagram, marketplaces, Amazon, eBay, and so on, in France and internationally. We are already in 42 countries, and we have 1,600 marketing channel partners. Concerning our technical platform, we index 87,000 feeds every day, and last year we've indexed 870 billion products. Here you have some example of our clients. We count around 4,600 brands and retailers from all over the world and in really various industries, from fashion to consumer goods or electronics and so on. In a few words, Lengow and our platform will help you to centralize all your online campaigns, optimize your visibility, and to internationalize your product sale if it's your objective. Also to be autonomous in the activation of your campaign and monetize each feed distribution.
I think there are people who have trouble hearing us, maybe. I can see questions about people cannot hear.
I think some can hear.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know.
We can hear it on the other side. Okay, I think people need to check the volume.
Maybe.
Okay, thank you, Clélia, for answering us. Okay, I'll let you.
Okay. So about Lengow main assets, well, I talked to you about our platform, intuitive, high performance, where you can centralize all your product data. We'll get back to this later on. It's also about our team. We have dedicated and multilingual sales team, support team, and most important, we have a large network of partners. I talked to you about all the marketing channel we are currently working with. To briefly, Lengow's major benefits, it's to help you to have more visibility online, but also online, we will see it later on. To optimize your transformation rate, if you want to go abroad, to access to new countries, and well, to optimize your return on investments and turnover. I would know about MakeMeReach? We cannot hear you.
Is it better? Sorry. So I was saying that MakeMeReach was founded in 2009. We are a fast-growing online ad tech company. We empower agencies and advertisers to get the most out of their digital advertising campaigns. So we have accreditations with different partners: Facebook since 2010, Twitter 2014, Instagram 2015, Snapchat 2017, and Google, very new, 2018. Our solution leverage cutting-edge platform that automates and optimizes all online ad campaign in one place with a team of performance marketing experts who make it their mission to maximize your ads efficiency. So our tool is helping thousands of businesses worldwide drive real business success. So partners that we have are, for example, agencies like Havas, Dentsu, Social Lab, OMD, or Publicis, and many others. And advertisers examples, as you can see, there's Red Bull, we have Disney, we have Birchbox, Audible, that is part of Amazon, VP, which is in France, Vente Exclusive, and in Spain, Privalia, and in Benelux, Vente Exclusive, Vente Privée, and Disneyland too. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about retail trends and evolutions for you to see about where we want to go with this webinar today. So first of all, the frontier between the online and the offline world is very thin. Nevertheless, they cannot be dissociated. So you cannot run two parallel strategies. You have to combine them, the online and offline activities, to run 360 degrees marketing on all channels. So 90% of retail sales take place in physical stores. So we must keep that in mind in the process of researching, checking availabilities, reading reviews, and sharing experiences are becoming more and more online and mobile. And then we have 88% of consumers pre-research their buys on the web before making a purchase either in-store or online. Then we have 60% of US consumers have access to social media networks on their mobile devices while they are in-store. So the main reasons of using their smartphone in the store includes finding product information, includes verifying or comparing prices. This type of behavior is even more prevalent among young buyers 5 years old. So what consumers want when they search online before or during purchases, first of all, is to help inspire their purchase. So searches for brands, looking for useful recommendations on what to buy. Then second of all, we have help the users prepare for in-store visits. So according to Google, research has shown that half of the people who used search before they bought were looking for information about the store itself, let's say locations or proximity. Over the past 2 years, we have seen more than 150% growth in near me now mobile searches, so looking of how to get to the store around me. And then third point is to help the user reduce his purchase options. Let's say, so 43% of those who used their phones in the stores said they were looking for special offers or promotions or any other places where they could get lower prices. Now we will talk about the product feed and how it's essential to
Thanks, Victoire. Indeed, if you want to go online, what is essential is your product catalog. It's an essential first step. As the number of channels has expanded and the market has become more and more complex, both online and offline, capitalizing on your product data is essential. So, quick reminder about what is your product catalog. It's, well, a centralized database of unique products collected from various sources, your website, your e-commerce back office, but also your online and offline inventories, or any sources of data used to pilot your activity. Most important, well, it needs to be constantly curated to maintain quality and up-to-date data. And it enables you to interconnect your online and offline channels by presenting, for example, the availability and prices of products in stores situated in proximity to shoppers. So your catalog is composed of product attributes like title, descriptions, pictures, and so on. And the attributes included in your feed, whether they are mandatory or recommended, will help to describe your items accurately and allow users to search for them and find them more easily. Here's a sort of representation of how a feed management platform can help you to centralize and manage the distribution of your catalog. First, Lengow simplifies the import of your catalog, no matter the format you're using. Here you can see, for example, that we adapt to all standards of file, but also to your online shop, meaning that we have dedicated plugin for e-commerce solutions like Magento, Shopify, Shopware, PrestaShop, or WooCommerce. So the first step is to retrieve your products onto the feed management platform. Then, when you have your data, you can clean up your feeds, format them or merge them, and then your feed will be ready. You can structure it also to fit with the channel's requirements. Indeed, Facebook or Google, they won't ask you the same technical requirements or structure for your feed, so you will have to adapt for each channel. Then you're going to sell your product on the key channels for your activity. You're going to analyze your sales, measure your return on investments. And a product feed is not a fixed structure. It evolves. It transforms according to your activity, your results. So you're going to optimize your data to maximize your profitability. And the main objective is to always sell more efficiently and expand to new business, to markets. So you're going to constantly work on your data. Now we're going to focus first on how to go online with Facebook.
Here. So how do we advertise online on Facebook? So this is, we're going to see all the different options. The first thing is the store traffic campaigns. So to make sure that you bring traffic to your stores. So the store traffic objective lets you create dynamic local ads for multiple shop locations so that you can drive store visits and in-store sales. So there are two different things. So first of all, you're going to target people around your shops, and then you can add design to help people navigate to or contact the location closest to them. So on one side, we will have, with the store traffic campaigns, what options can you add? You can add the store locator and flexible locations targeting distance around your shop. So to target people around your shop. You can also add a call to action for each shop location, such as get directions or call now. And you can also add dynamic text about your shop location, which is very interesting when you want to say, hey, you can come and visit Paris's shop. So that dynamically the information of Paris, of the location, will be added in your text. And then you can, of course, attach a map to your carousel to drive, to get the directions up to the store. All right, we're going to see a little map now of the different options that are available. So I really want you to understand and try to remember option 1, 2, and 3. So first of all, the first question you must ask yourself when you are a shop, are you using offline conversions? Yes or no? If you are, you can use option 1, measure and optimize for store sales. So how do you do that? Basically, when you have a sales occurring inside your store, you have to just report it on an Excel sheet or wherever you want, and then put the sales that happened, the number of sales, maybe you can add the value, maybe you can add the date, and then you can add the email address. How do you add the email address? Let's say you have a loyalty program and you can register people who bought with the loyalty card or something like that. Then you can just match the purchase with the person, with the email address. And then this file, you're going to upload it on Facebook side, and then Facebook is going to match the people who saw your ad and bought inside your shop. And that will allow you to measure and optimize for the store sales, knowing which people came from your Facebook ad. I hope this is clear. The option 2 is no, you do not have offline conversions because you don't have any way to register the people who bought or because any other reason. And then there are another 2 options applying here. If is your business is eligible for store visits reporting. So if there are 2 answers to that, yes or no. Yes, how do I know that I'm eligible for store visits? Facebook has a list of companies, of shops that are eligible. So let's say, for example, your shop needs to be a little bit big enough to help Facebook measure your GPS location on your mobile and to understand that you're in a shop, in this type of shop. If it's a tiny little boutique, little shop, then maybe it will be harder for Facebook to understand that you were indeed in this shop. So then you might not be eligible. If you are eligible, then it's option 2. Then you can measure and optimize for store visits. So not for the sales, but for people to come and visit your shop. And then option 3, if you're not eligible for store visit reporting, then the campaign will just simply optimize on reach as any campaign. So it's very easy to set up. Then we're going to talk about the beta features. So the beta features is the dynamic ads for retail available on Facebook. This feature is very similar to dynamic product ads, which is not with visit to store, but basically it allows you to retarget people with products that they have already viewed on your website or other related ones. And then you can, at the same time, create this visit to store campaign. So to retarget people who have seen this product, let's say, remember when you're on Facebook and sometimes you have a pair of shoes that you've looked before, you liked them, but you didn't buy them. And then they followed you for like 2 or 3 weeks after. So that's definitely dynamic ads. And here we just apply it with visit to store. You can also use a format to target broad audience and let Facebook algorithm find people interested by your products. So that's another option with dynamic ads for retail. And of course, the aim here is to drive offline conversions of specific products by showing consumers the relevant products that they've seen.
No, just to talk Facebook dynamic ads for retail or not. Well, the main point is to prepare your catalog, your product catalog, for Facebook to be able to promote your ads. So the first thing is to propose accurate and up-to-date store inventory data, to structure your feed, to be able then to structure your campaigns. So you have to adapt your feed to fit the Facebook requirements. For example, well, you have to fill in with the 9 required attributes that are, well, like the ID, condition, title, description, for example. And there's also recommended attributes. Well, they are optional, but I advise you to complete them. This way, you're gonna be able to propose really complete ads, and additional attributes can be like, for example, color, gender, sale price, shipping. It will depend of your type of products. Thing when you are preparing your data for Facebook, and also we do not mention it, but it can work also for Instagram. Well, one important thing is to use the custom labels proposed by Facebook. You can use up to 5 custom labels in your feed, and with the custom labels, you can create rules on your feed according to your marketing, commercial objectives, and key performance indicator. Some example, you're, for example, selling clothes or swimming costume, for example. Well, you can create a season label, so you only display seasonal products at appropriate times. Or for a flash operation, you can target a selection of discounted products. Or you want to invest in your innovations, so where the custom label, you can attribute a particular bid to this segment of product. This way, you can see, you can start seeing sales straight after the product launches, for example. So it's really useful to segment your campaign and then to apply different bids on it. So once your product catalog is ready on the Lengow platform, you will be able to upload it to the Facebook Business Manager using a URL. And once you have uploaded your catalog to your Business Manager account, you will be able to see the feed with all the products and all the attributes that you set up in Lengow, and that will be then used in Facebook. And this way, you can configure like thousands of unique adverts. And also, thanks to the automatic import of your feed, Facebook will know when one of your products is no longer in stock, and thus Facebook will stop displaying it. These are some little tips to well prepare your catalog for Facebook.
So now we're going to MakeMeReach options that are only available on MakeMeReach. We designed them for specific clients that needed them. So it's called the franchise feature. So with MakeMeReach franchise feature, you can separate assets that will be created automatically for each of your stores, all within the same Facebook campaign. So let me just clarify a little bit today. When you create a Facebook campaign with a store visit objective, if you have different stores, you can just put them all in your targeting, but they will be all in one asset, in one audience. And then the Facebook algorithm will optimize upon the one that works the best to have the best CPA, the best performances. But here, you might forget, using this option, you might forget small shops that are in small cities or in small villages, and that you also want to add budget on to make sure the diffusion the impressions are good enough, the delivery is good enough. So let's say this option will allow you to separate each audience for each store. That means one asset ad set for each store. And that also means one budget for each store. So if you have a small store, again, located in a tiny little town, and you want to attribute it budget to make sure that it is seen by the people around, you have to click on one button, thanks to MakeMeReach, and each store will get a specific budget individually, a specific ad set. So as a result, it will save you a lot of time. Instead of creating, 500 campaigns, you just need to click on one button, and each of your 500 stores will get its own budget. And it will, of course, forbid under delivery on shops located in smaller cities. All right, now we're going to talk about Google advertising in retail. I will let Adrien, our expert, talk about this.
Yes. Hi again, everyone. So what about Google? As Facebook, Google understood the need for retailer to measure the impact of online advertising in physical stores. So they build different products, and we're going to see the options you have with Google. The first thing you have to do as a retailer, the first thing you should do is to have a Google My Business account. So this is where you will be able to register all your stores' location, the information about your stores. This is what you have to use to be present in Google Maps, for example. And once you've done that, you'll be able to link your Google My Business to Google to your Google Ads account. And then once you've done that, you'll be able to activate the local extension. The local extension helps people find your location by adding to your ad your address, a map, a phone number, or details about your business. The good thing with local extension is that this is available for all Google formats. I mean Google Search, Display Networks, YouTube, Maps, and yes, once again, this is how you will be able to put information about your stores. And activating local extension, this is what will activate the visit store measurement, the store visit measurement. Sorry. Okay, what else? Of course, shopping ads. This is mandatory for any retailer to have the shopping ads option activate, and this is where you will have to use a feed, as we discussed for Facebook. You will have a product catalog, and this is where you will have to use Lengow as well to manage your feed. So what is shopping ads? This is a way to show your product in the Google search result page. So this is mandatory now. Google put this product. It takes much more space into the search results. So of course, this is now something that you have to do. What else? Yes, how to do that? Sorry. So the first thing you have to do is to have a Google Merchant Center. This is where you will be able to upload your Google feed, your product feed, sorry, and then you can link your Google Merchant Center to your Google Ad account, and very easily you can create shopping ads. Last, maybe is the most advanced Google product now, the local inventory ads, and this is what brings together what we've just seen, the shopping ads and the local extension. Because beside showcasing your product, you will be able to add information to your store, and even to put the stock, to put your product availability in the physical store, and bring people directly to your store with the map to get direction directly. So it's not just what you can buy online, but what is available in your physical store. So for that, you have to, of course, update your feed. And again, this is something you can do with Lengow. Okay, let's.
Indeed, concerning the inventory ads, so in Lengow you can have a feed for Google Shopping, but also a specific feed for the local inventory ads. We think it's really important to promote your in-store inventory. So you're going to let the nearby consumer know that the item they're looking for is in your store at the very moment they are searching it on Google. Also, this format enables you to go online with your local store. You can really use Google as a simple and clear digital storefront experience. And also, really important, well, you can measure performance. So you will be able to monitor the impact of your ads online on your in-store sales and traffic. So we really recommend you to use this format if you want to try it with your store. To prepare your ads, well, it's a simple representation, but it's quite similar to other product integration for any like comparison shopping or marketplace and so on. Well, the most essential is accurate product data. Well, it's a crucial element for your success. And it's a little bit more complicated to set up your feed for the LEA, because you need to have, well, let's say 3 different feed. So you're going to use, well, like Adrian said, the Google My Business address to transmit your addresses, the addresses of your stores. And through Lengow, well, you're going to use your Google Shopping feed. Then you will need a local product feed. It's the list of all the products sold in your stores with the attributes describing this product. You can see on the picture is the in-store product feed. The third feed is the local product inventory feed, transmitted in a daily basis, and in which you state the stock you have in your stores. And this one you will transmit it daily with all the inventories, level of inventories, and other price. And there's Lengow will aggregate your online and offline feeds and sends them to Google in an optimized format. One important thing is to have a common ID between the 3 feeds. It enables, well, Lengow and Google to match your products in your different sources. So it can be the product ID, the SKU, or so on. And then, well, we'll send all these feeds on the Merchant Center, and well, you will be able to work on your ads and display it on Google Shopping. Then once you have, well, launch your products on Facebook, on Google, Victoire will explain you how to optimize all your campaigns.
Yes, indeed. So how we optimize our campaign once everything is done. So there are 2 different ways. Remember option 1 and 2. So option 1 allowed you to create offline conversions, to be able to optimize and also to measure. So this is both available on Facebook and on Google. As we were saying, you can just measure the number of offline conversions that were generated through your campaigns, and that will allow you to see how well your campaign has performed. And the option 2, remember, it's also available on Facebook and on Google. If you are eligible, you can measure the visits in store to know if your campaign has generated visits or not. So the store traffic custom audiences that you can create on Facebook and on Google, if you choose to create a custom audience from store visits, you can, from offline conversions, so you can reach and re-engage people who recently bought into your store. Using the offline conversion inventory. Remember the spy we told you about earlier, where you can just match the email address of the person who bought, and then you can just match it to create your custom audiences out of this spam, and maybe retarget people a bit later, or 3 months or 6 months after they've bought, to do cross-sell or upsell. And then also with the option 2, remember that was available on Facebook, the business locations that are available for store visits reporting. If you have at least 10 measurable business locations set up, then you can create a custom audience based on people on Facebook who have visited your locations. So at some point, Facebook understands and can build an audience of those people who have visited your stores. And then we're going to talk about the ebook. So yes, the ebook is about everything that is available on MakeMeReach, where you can find all these information from Lengow and from MakeMeReach. So if you go on MakeMeReach.com, you will be able to find this ebook.
We're gonna put a link.
Yeah, we will put a link also. And now we wanted to talk about questions and answers that you may have had along this webinar.
Yes, and just the ebook is also available on Lengow on both platforms, so you can download it on both websites.
Okay, there is one question.
Yeah. All right, there is one question, as Adrien was saying. Can you please explain briefly how to set a conversion tracking tag for Facebook ads online conversions? So you mean about the tag to be the pixel tagging that will allow you to follow and retarget your audience through your pixels? Yes, exactly. Okay. So so there is plenty of documentation on Facebook about pixel implementation. There are different types, like different levels of pixels that you can implement. You can add just like as Audrey was saying about the product ID. You can add the product value. You can add different informations like the product category and different things that will be included in your pixel tag. All of this information are available indeed on Facebook ads, but MakeMeReach can definitely help you through this. We are also a Facebook marketing consultant. So that means that we can definitely help you set up the pixel to check if everything is well implemented and maybe do it for you. And also you can use the Facebook Pixel Helper, which is really, really interesting. That will, it's like a shortcut that will allow you to see where your pixels are set up. If you type in Facebook Pixel Helper, you can download it. It's an extension, it's a Chrome extension, and then you can see where your pixels are added. So every time you go on a page, you will see which pixel is here. And if it's in green, that means that it works perfectly. If it's in yellow with the warning message, the warning triangle, then maybe there's an issue somewhere. If you want to contact our teams at MakeMeReach to help you see how this is set up, we would be very happy to help. If anyone has any other questions. It's very technical, the pixel tagging question. You're welcome, Antonella.
No, if you have a question about feed or...
Sorry. Go ahead, Audrey. Sorry.
No. Just asking if someone has any other questions. Like we told you, we're going to send you a link with the replay of the webinar. Also a link to download the ebook, so you will be able to see if you have all the information on it.
Great.
I just wanted to add that we have, of course, the expertise to help you with all these kind of strategies. And I think this is mandatory now for retailer to put in place the strategies of driving to store. As we see with the figures, 90% of the purchase is still in store. So yes, you have to do that. So we'll be happy to help you. Okay.
Me, I have one question I was thinking about. Do you recommend to go on this online, offline campaigns when you achieve a certain size of store or activity, or can be for anyone?
It can be for anyone. If you use, let's say, if you want to be eligible, remember option 2, where you want to be eligible for store traffic, for store visits, then you need to have several stores at some point to be able to, but basically if you have one store, you can start doing retailing campaigns to drive traffic to your store. Let's say you want to target a person around your shop, so you can target around this street, around this specific address with a certain radius to target like 10 kilometers around, or even more, or even less, just as you want. So it can be any types of shops. It's just that if it's different, if it's big or not, you will have option 1, option 2, or option 3 to choose from. And then you can just make sure that you drive traffic to your store, even if you have only one. Let's say I have another example. Let's say tomorrow you do a partnership with another brand. You can also do campaigns together, so co-branded campaigns, so that the other brand that you are sponsorizing this event with can also target people, can generate campaigns to drive people to your store, and you can do the same on your side. And then you will be able to maybe generate, let's say if it's a pop-up store or something like that. I'm just taking another example to show you all the possibilities. So you can also drive traffic campaigns. You can do different campaigns at the same time. So you can do one on Google, you can do one on Facebook. You can also do even on one social network, you can do different types of campaigns. Like you can do a event campaign to sponsorize your event before, and then do a visit to store campaign on second level to generate more traffic. And you can retarget people who said they were interested by your event, that were going to come to the event. So there are many possibilities that that we can definitely accompany you through.
Thanks.
One
one question about the feed. If a merchant has several shops, how does it work for the feed in Lengow for Google Elia? Well, Google will need one feed for all your stock, so it should be in one source feed. But you have two possibilities. You can work on it on your site, so to push all your stores information on one feed and then send it through Lengow. Or our team can help you also to manage the different sources of information of your stores, and we can help you well to prepare your inventory source feed with our technical team. But it requires, well, let's say, little work to prepare all your feed if you have lots of stores. So it's a work that needs to be well done in accordance with each store you have, and well, it can take time if you have lots of stores. But we're here to help you.
Another question with this one from Marlène. Does the merchant provide all the informations?
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Thanks.
And then with Esther, in which countries is this available for store visits tracking? It's every country. So if you want to know if your store is eligible for store visits tracking, you can, so we have a list on our side to propose to our clients, and you can ask Facebook directly. Facebook provided this list to us. So if you have an account manager, that would be perfect to ask him. Otherwise, maybe you ask the Facebook support, or yeah, I guess this question is more to Facebook, but any country can be eligible to store visits tracking.
Yes.
We have another question about the Google Elia. How old is the Google area? I think it's used to be the PLAs previously, Adrian.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is kind of new, of course. This is kind of new, maybe 1 year ago, but this is something that has not been tested that much. So that's why it can be very interesting for you as an advertiser to test it. It can be any kind of business. I think there is, yes, a condition, and the condition is that you have at least to have 5 stores, physical stores, something like that. But yes, this is any kind of business. If you have stock, if you have inventory, and you have the stores, physical stores, you can do it.
I don't know if there are any other question. Well, we reached the 45 minutes of our session, so maybe we're gonna finish now.
Great.
So as I told you, we'll send you a link to watch the replay, also to download our ebook. So, and feel free to contact Lengow or MakeMeReach if you have any other questions on those topics.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.